We've done a lot of different mods to the STI in the last 9 months. Injectors, fuel pump, bigger turbo, short block disassembly. But today we're gonna switch gears and do some exterior mods. I'm gonna break this video up in 3 different segments. We're gonna start off with the easiest and work our way up to the hardest. Starting off with the hood scoop block off plate and ending with the AeroCatch hood latches, since that requires a lot more finesse and detail. And if you learned something new today or enjoy the video, make sure to leave it a like, comment down below what you guys wanna see next, and let's get this video started. My hood is off the car. You do not need to do that in order to install any of these parts. I just think it's gonna make your life a lot easier. And for those of you that are interested in seeing how to remove the OEM hood, all it takes is 3 easy steps. First thing you wanna do is locate this little ball joint. These are where the hood struts go. They are held on to the car via this little clip on both sides, here and here. Step 2 is to locate these studs on the left and right side of the hood. They are held onto a bracket via 12mm nut. There's a total of 4. As far as what's included in the kit, you have the block off plate itself made of 5052 sheet aluminum, and the hardware is very straightforward. You have some retaining clips, some 2mm Allen key bolts, and some washers. Now, to make the install really easy, we're going to be removing the hood scoop, so we have to remove 2 8mm nuts followed by 2 10mm nuts. The hood scoop can come out, and the only reason we're doing that is because the top part of the block off plate has to slide underneath the hood scoop right here where it meets the hood, and it's going to make our lives a lot easier. Now, before we install this thing, there are a couple modifications we need to make to this guy in order to ensure a proper seal. First modification we need to make to the hood scoop is remove this plastic piece found on the right and left hand side. I don't know what this guy is. We don't need it. You can throw it in the trash. The second thing we need to do is grab a razor blade and file this piece right here down. That's going to ensure a nice clean seal right around the edge. And again, this is on the left hand side as well, both this thing and this guy. Now let's get the hardware out. So 2 retaining clips, 3 washers, and 3 bolts. Starting off with the retaining clips here, you want the fat side on the bottom and the skinnier side facing the top. These just slide in like so. Now we can grab the block off plate, insert it between the piece I mentioned earlier, and once it's aligned, we can just throw this guy on. Then we'll grab the washer and the bolt, put it through, and just hand tighten these things down. Now we'll make sure the plate is aligned. We will push this side forward from the bottom, grab the little key, and just tighten this thing down. And just like that, the block plate's installed. Now we just gotta reinsert the hood scoop, and this install is gonna be all done. And I can hear you guys asking now, why would I ever want to install such a stupid mod on my Subaru and get rid of that iconic Subaru hood scoop? Well, if you care about intake air temperatures, charge temperatures, generalized temperatures of the engine bay, pressurized air entering the engine bay, creating lift on the inside of the hood, therefore creating drag, and general aerodynamics, then this mod is for you. The entire goal of the hood scoop block off plate is to lower overall temperatures, but of course we need somewhere for that heat to escape, which ties into the next mod we're gonna be doing, which are the Versus hood vents. Arguably, probably the most nail-biting piece of this whole install. We have the 2 vents, the template, another template, 2 of these brackets, which we'll find out what they're used for in a second. And then we have a ton of hardware, which just consists of a bunch of nuts, very important directions in bright red construction paper. Now I'll give you guys a close-up of the actual template here. We have one for the left side, one for the right, and this is where they go, up here and up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut around the perimeter of this template. We're gonna paste it on. Then we're gonna do a center punch here, 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 and here. And then we'll go to the next step. First template's down. My brother's about to come out and do the center punching while I work on the other template. For what? And he's about to send it with a giant ass bit. Oh my God. All right. Sweet. For the people that are gonna ask, why did you end up cutting this from the underside?
Just so we can clear these tabs, because we're gonna have to come in this way. See how there's these vents? They wouldn't clear once they go through.
So what are we using here? Just a flathead screwdriver?
No, this is the burr remover. It takes all the jagged edges out. So like if you see here, this edge.
Yep. So it pretty much leaves you with a clean finish all the way around.
Yeah, so you don't slice your hand open.
All we're doing right now is using this bit to increase the size of the holes we've already made. What bit did you originally use on the hood to make the initial holes?
We started with a 1/8, and we're using the step drill that goes all the way to 1/2. But I think we're just going 1 up, so 7/32.
Is that gonna be enough?
No, we're gonna have to go 1 more.
You guys can see the studs here on the vent aren't even going through the holes we've made. So it's all right. Rather take your time, step it out a little bit more.
There it is. I'll have to crease this. Got a little curve in it that we gotta add. Hopefully when we suck it in, because the hood has a natural
curvature to it.
Yeah.
Off camera, my brother took some spray paint and we painted just around the edge to prevent some oxidation from happening when it does rain. So right now we're just doing a test fitment and installing one vent on this side. Then we'll put you guys on the stand and we're gonna do a complete time lapse of the right-hand side, and then we'll show you guys the final product. So did it just say to be careful not to over tighten it essentially?
Yeah.
Got it. I can't wait to see what it actually looks like once we flip over the hood. All right, it's time to now install the hood back onto the car. Hopefully we got all the metal shavings out, which some of them are coming out again. It's not a big deal. There we are. This hood's much lighter than yours. These look so good, man. I don't know what happened here. Oh, I can't believe this happened. But we'll get that fixed eventually. But the vents look awesome. We're gonna move the car finally into the driveway, and then we're gonna be installing the AeroCatch hood latches on the STI. The first thing we did is install the hood pins here, and you guys are not gonna be able to see this unless you remove the OEM plastic piece that sits behind the bumper and the frame here. Once you remove that, you wanna insert it here because I've seen other videos on YouTube insert them at this hole, but the problem is that this surface is at an angle. They had to constantly adjust the pins for when they wanted to close the hood, and having them here at this location on both sides basically ensures we can just shut the hood and it latches down every single time.
Spray paint can, we'll do a little spray. We'll come over here, set it on top of the pin, as so. We'll come and close the hood, give it a couple taps, open her up. You get the mark and the center of the pin.
And that's how you know exactly where we're gonna do our initial drilling or cutting for the hood latches.
There's a natural hood crease right here for like aerodynamics, but the way this pin is, the center of it's gonna sit here and you have this gap. So the real goal is finding a place where it can live organically without it causing issues.
Safety first. Mouth closed. Boom. There's a giant hole in my hood now. That's what made my scratch.
No, not that. Get out of here.
I don't know why I thought I punctured through not just this one, the other side of the hood, but we still have one more layer to go. Just gonna hit that tool one more time, make sure there's a smooth edge. Man, that tool is so nice because look, it is so smooth. At least this one's got a little bit more cleaning up to do, but this one admittedly is really nice. This is just like the old days. I'd come over to his house, I'd say I would install stuff, and then he'd end up doing all the work. Now we're gonna puncture through the other side.
Wanna just make sure we're
straight.
Yeah. Wanting to walk. You see, we've got it marked at least. Now we can hit with a drill bit.
So why did we go back to the drill bit initially?
So we can get a pilot hole.
So right where the pilot hole is, we're just getting reference of where the pins are. Yeah, I feel it. It's like right here, right below the this first initial pilot hole.
Yeah. Let's do our paint trick again. That pilot hole's fine anyways, because when we drill out, we need to drill a hole in this area anyways. So this is just sacrificial hole.
We're doing the paint trick one more time. What are we doing it for?
We need to see where we land through this hole.
I heard it go through. We're about to see right now. Right there, that black dot. That's exactly where we want to be.
So we'll blow through it again with another pilot hole. So what's going to happen now that we know where the center is, we're going to place this here. So really what we're doing is we're going to blow a hole through there, and then that'll be the center of this. And then we'll do another pilot hole up here, and then we'll cut, paint, we'll slide this in, we'll tighten it, and we're golden, baby.
This is the tool my brother's going to be using. It's pretty sick.
Hole dozer. We need to blow out some big holes.
Oh shit. Just like that. all gone. We made a second set of holes on the top. So all we have left to do is to get the angle grinder and make a straight cut down, connecting the two holes. And then the fun part is grabbing this piece, doing a little bit of a template to see where the holes are gonna line up for the actual latch. And then it's gonna be the fun part of having to connect the bottom piece and the top piece of the actual latch onto the hood. So you're doing an inside trace now.
Yeah.
Just to see where your lines are?
Yeah.
Got it.
So we're gonna cut right on the outside of this. Doop, doop. And then we should be able to slide this in and we're off to the races.
We've now experienced our first problem of this install. The issue here is that my brother did not account for the angle of the pin, or I should say the latch, when the actual hood shuts.
So we're just gonna have to make another little hole. We can do our paint trick again. Make a hole here, it'll sit flush, and then we just latch this guy down.
So we now know this side is pretty much good. We're trying to make sure that this side's gonna clear. Looks like it does.
There's that lip on the inside. We're just gonna shave that down so it has more articulation inside.
Take a box knife, take something sharp, just trim that edge down.
It's gonna give it a better insertion angle. Let's see, the lip is gone.
Nice. Oh, that's sick. It's really late, we wrapped everything up, but before we finish off this video, I promised you guys a look at the vents as well as the hood latches. So now, all we have to do to close the hood is close the latch, boom, same thing, boom. And because I have the ones with the locking mechanism, we can just stick our key in and we can just turn the lock, and this hood, it's not going anywhere. It's pretty stuck. And as far as the vents go, they sit very flush with the remainder of the hood. And just in case you guys are wondering of the fitment, there are no gaps in between the vent and the panel itself. So I'm very pleased about that. Honestly, guys, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, install the blockoff plate, the vents, as well as the AeroCatch hood latches, just because I wanted to do a little bit more than aftermarket, but I didn't want to go crazy overboard with it. And I think it still looks very OEM in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below. But this is pretty much gonna wrap up today's video. I'm glad we were able to finish up the install today. I know it ran pretty late, but most importantly, we got it done. And unfortunately, yes, we do have a little bit of a scratch on the hood, which we'll take care of eventually. But the main thing is it looks great. And I know the potential is there at least. Make sure you guys subscribe because I'm gonna be dropping a lot more videos. We have installs coming up like the radium dual hanger, the fuel pump, and the whole fuel system setup we're gonna be doing for the STI since we're going back to the dyno very shortly. And hopefully you guys stick around for the STI journey. Anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next one.